Good day, dear students, and welcome back. In today's class, we're going to be finishing with that play that we had started, The Miracle Merchant. And like we had seen in yesterday's class, Louis Corset is very close to being successful at his trick. He had used this trick where he convinced Jane Martlet that Sturridge has actually gone mad because he's got this delusion that Jane Martlet is actually Queen Anne, who's supposed to be dead. And therefore, Sturridge believes that Jane Martlet should be dead because she is Queen Anne. And if nobody does anything about it, then he himself will make sure that he kills Jane Martlet. Okay. So Jane Martlet, when she hears about it, is quite scared now, and we had also seen that Louis Corset thinks of this nice plan where he tells Sturridge to carry a sword, a basket-hilted sword, into Jane Martlet's room where she's writing letters. And the minute she sees Sturridge walking into that room with that sword, she runs away. And she runs away and she hurries right upstairs. And that is where we had stopped. And by now we know that most probably the trick is working, and finally Jane Martlet is going to leave the house. Okay, I'll just repeat this part so that it's clear to you what is the setting like. So we have the narration going on. We have Sturridge draws the blade, which is broad and bright, and exit by door center. Louis stands back under the shadow of the staircase. Now he's standing and he's hiding actually under the staircase, right next to that wooden paneling of where there are the daggers and the swords displayed. Right there he's hiding, because if Jane sees him, then she will ask Louis to interfere. She will ask Louis to defend her, and then that plan will be a flop again, right? So he's not taking any chances. He makes sure that he is hidden and Jane Martlet cannot see him when she enters that room. So enter J, door right center at full run, screams, Louis, Louis, where are you? And rushes upstairs at top speed. Now, because she cannot see Louis anywhere around, even he does not come after listening to her cries, that is why she's so full of fear. She runs away herself. She's just trying to save her life. So she runs on top to her room. Enter Sturridge door right, sword in hand. Louis steps forward. Okay, so Sturridge is confused. He can't understand why this lady just ran away. Every other time he has seen her, he has brought her the food. She has never reacted in that manner. But here, just looking at him, she ran away. So he's wondering what's wrong. So he tells Louis, he says, Miss Martlet slipped out of the room, sir, as I came in. I don't think she saw me coming. Seemed in a bit of a hurry. So he's trying not to show that he is also confused, but he just says that she seemed like she's in a bit of a hurry, and I don't even think she saw me. She just rushed out of the room. Obviously, she saw him because she saw Sturridge with that sword, she ran away, right? But we can tell that Sturridge has got no idea how Louis has manipulated him and used him as a weapon to get rid of Jane Martlet. Okay, that is how smart Louis really is. And Louis, of course, he knows the whole story. He knows exactly why Jane Martlet ran away, because he's up to this trick. It is his mind which created this whole trick and the situation. So he says, perhaps she has a train to catch. Never mind. You can put the sword back. I'll copy out the inscription for her myself later. So he doesn't tell her, he doesn't tell him the truth. He doesn't tell Sturridge the truth. He says, don't worry, you just carry on with your work. She must be in a hurry. She probably has a train to catch. Then Sturridge returns sword in its place. Louis continues cleaning the butter. Sturridge carries breakfast tray out by door left. Enter page running full speed downstairs. Now a page is also a servant of the household, but usually a page is a younger male servant. So in this case, this page was in charge of Miss Martlet. Whatever that she wanted to be done, he would have to do it. So he was answerable to her. So he's running down where to. Okay, so that means she has sent him because she had gone on top, and the speed that he's acting, and he's not walking down, he's running down. You can tell that he's in a hurry to carry out a command given by her. So, and then of course he enters and he says, the timetable. Miss Martlet wants to look up a train. So that is the reason why he's in a hurry, because they have a train to catch, and in those days there used to be a timetable, a directory of all the trains and what time it leaves which station and what time it arrives at which station. All of that was there in the form of a timetable. So in order to catch the train and leave this place, she needs to know what are the timings. She's not familiar with the timings. So therefore she needs to look at the book of the timetable. So Louis dashes to drawer of small table center. He and Page hunt through the contents, throwing gloves, etc. on the floor. So they have to find that book, right? So Louis doesn't waste any time. He himself searches for it. He doesn't order the page around. He helps him because here the fear has already been created and the plan is in motion, but it is all about timing. Because if Jane Martlet misses the train, then she will have no option but to stay back at Mrs. Bowissel's place. Okay, and then it can even happen that the whole plot will be discovered. She will come to know that Louis was after all of this. Many things are possible. So if this plan has to succeed, timing is also very crucial here. So he says, forget it, I'm going to help her. Find the books and everything. Then we're told, here it is. So Louis finds it. Page seizes the book, starts to run upstairs. Louis grabs him by the tip of the jacket, pulls him back, opens the book, searches frantically. Now this is again funny. The Page finds the book and is happy and is running back to give it to Jane Martlet. But they still don't know which page has the timetable of this particular place that Mrs. Bovissel lives. So when he is running upstairs, at that very moment, Louis pulls him back. He grabs him back by the jacket. So it's a very funny scene. You can imagine it. He's climbing up the stairs. He's probably climbed about 4 to 5 steps. And from there, Louis pulls his jacket and drags him back. And they open the book together. And he finds the exact page where she will find the timings of the train to leave the place. Okay. So then he opens to the page, gives it to the page, and tells the page, please go and take this very page. Go and show it to your mistress. So here you are, he says, leaves 11:55, arrives Charing Cross 2:20. So this is the train that she needs to catch. So she has to catch the 11:55 train. So we are told the Page dashes upstairs with timetable. Louis flies to speaking tube in a wall, left, whistles down it. Okay, so while that is being done, now she needs a driver to take her to the railway station. So there is something called a speaking tube. Okay, I'll show you a picture of it. Please give me a minute. Yeah, so something like this, a speaking tube. It was a simple device used to, especially in a household like this, which is huge. So if they wanted to contact the driver, instead of going right out and telling somebody to do it, they would just use a speaking tube. It's like a telephone itself, but a lot simpler than that. And they would speak through it, and the message would go directly to that room where the drivers are, and they would get ready with the car and everything. So mostly for drivers this was used. So they have one as well in Mrs. Bowissel's house, and we are told that he contacts the driver. So he says, is that you, Tompkins? Tompkins is the name of the driver. The car as quick as you can to catch the 11:55. Never mind your livery, just as you are. Livery is the uniform. So usually the drivers would wear something in white or probably something in red, but depends on that. So he says, forget your uniform, whatever you're wearing. It's a rush. We really need to catch that train at 11:55. So I need you to keep the car ready. We are in a hurry. So he shuts off the tube. Page dashes downstairs. So he just finished with that conversation, and the Page has come down again. Now this time, what is it? So Page says, Miss Martlet's golf clubs. So Miss Martlet had carried a few of golf clubs which are in that same stand next to that wooden paneling. So she wants them now that she's packing up in a hurry to leave. So Louis dashes for them in stand and gives them to the boy. So Louis finds it and he gives it to the page boy, and he tells the page boy, take it quickly, hurry up. Here, this tam o' shanter is hers, and this motor wheel. So while he's taking the club, there are a few other belongings of Miss Martlet. One is a tam o' shanter, which is actually a cap. I'll show you a picture of it. It's a very old-fashioned cap, sort of a woolen cap, something like this. This as well as a motor veil. So a veil is actually any kind of a cloth which you use for your head. especially used by women. So in those times, there was something called as a motor veil to protect women from the wind as well as the dust and the pollution. Okay, so she had brought that as well, and he can see it. So Louis tells the page, take this tam o' shanter as well as this motor veil, it belongs to her. Page says, she said there was a novel of hers down here. So Miss Martlet is very, alert. She says, I also brought a novel with me. So please find it because I have to pack that as well. Lois goes to the writing table where there are 6 books on the shelf and gives them all to Paige. Now, remember she had said that she only brought one novel. A novel means one singular novel. But Louis does not know which is the novel. And she has also not specified. So he finds 6 books on the shelf. He takes all the 6 books and gives it to her. Says, let her take our books as well, but just let her go. That is the kind of attitude that he has. So all the hurry, the rush. Then Lewis says, here, take the lot, fly. The word fly is very funny here, very comical, because he says, you can't afford to waste time walking, just fly. You have to be as quick as possible. So he pushes the page, he just tells him, run away, pushes the page vigorously up the first steps of the staircase. And the poor boy, he's carrying all those things and he's running up as fast as he can to give it to Miss Martlet. Exit page. The sound of books dropping can be heard as he goes. So obviously, they say, haste is waste. So as he's running, a few books, he has so many things to carry, a few books fall off. So the page, poor thing, still carries it and he runs off again to give it to Miss Martlet. Louis dashes round room to see if anything more belonging to Jane remains. So he just wants to make sure that the page does not come down for another trip with more things remaining. So he's just looking for himself. Then he looks at his watch, compares it with a small clock on the writing table. So he wants to make sure that his watch is also correct. So he's checking whether the time is right, because time is crucial, like I said. Goes to the speaking tube. Hello, is Tompkins there? What? Oh, all right. So this time Tompkins doesn't pick up the phone because some other driver picks up or some other person picks up, because probably Tompkins is already gone to get the car and keep it ready for the drive to the railway station. So that's why he says, that's all right. So because he knows that Tompkins has already taken care of the situation. So he shuts off tube, goes to the table where coffee pot still remains and pours out a cup of coffee. Drinks it, looks again at watch. So now the only thing that he needs to do is stay calm and wait for the plan or the last part of the plan to finally work and the miracle to get completed. Okay, so we have Sturridge who enters. He says the car has come down, so the car is ready. Tompkins, the driver, is also ready. Louis says, good. I'll go and tell Miss Martlet. Will you find my aunt? She's somewhere in the garden. And tell her that Miss Martlet had to leave in a hurry to catch the 11:55. Called away urgently, couldn't stop to say goodbye. Matter of life and death. So you have to explain why you're leaving in such a hurry and at such short notice to the owner of the house, right? That is Mrs. Bowisser. So Louis makes up the situation, makes up the excuse, and he tells Sturridge, please go and tell my aunt that Miss Martlet is leaving. And Miss Martlet has said that she had to go away urgently because it's a matter of life and death. Okay. Obviously, Louis also knows that his auntie will understand what has happened, but they cannot tell the servants that Sturridge, after all, is the servant. They cannot tell the servants about the plot or the secret that they had of they purposely trying to get Miss Martlet out of the house. So they're just making up this cover story. Okay. So Sturridge again doesn't question, as it is not his part to question, it is not his place to question. He simply says, yes, sir. So he goes and he informs Mrs. Bowisel whatever Louis had told him to inform. Then exits Sturridge door left. Louis exits up staircase. Now he's going to meet Jane Martlet and tell her that the car is ready. Okay. So enter, now he is going up the staircase, that's when Mrs. Bowisel comes in. So we're told enter Mrs. Bowisel by window right. She has a letter in hand. She looks at door right center, returns and calls, Louis, Louis. So as he is climbing up the stairs, she enters and she has this letter. So she sees him climbing and she's calling out to him and he just turns around. Sound of a motor heard, Louis rushes in by door left. Okay, so the car is also ready. But he goes back to his aunt and he tells her, he says, How much did you say you'd lend me if I got rid of Jane Martlet? So obviously he remembers that it is 20 pounds, but he's just trying to tell her, you know what, it's time for you to give me the money. The miracle is almost here. I am delivering you your miracle of getting Jane Martlet out of the house. And here is the biggest twist. Mrs. Bowiesel says, we need not get rid of her. Dora has written to say she can't come this month. Okay, so everything that he had done from the beginning till now, all the rushing around and getting all the servants involved, everything is a waste because of this letter. And what does this letter tell us? This letter, by the way, is from Dora. She has written to say that she cannot come this month because she has some other work. So there was no need to get Jane Martlet out of the house at all. And obviously, the reaction is not surprising. Louis collapses into the chair. He says, "What on earth? You know, I have given you the impossible. I have made that person who refuses to move out of the house before completing her fortnight. I have made that person move and created history here. Now you're telling me, when I've almost completed the miracle, now you're telling me that Dora is not coming and there was no need for it at all." And he cannot believe it. And obviously, he's upset also about the fact that he will not get the money because his aunt only required the miracle so long as Dora was coming. If Dora was not coming at all, then there is no need for a miracle. So she does not need his miracle at all. So she's not going to pay him the money after everything that he has done, and almost succeeded. By the way, Jane Martlet is still in the house. She's about to leave, and most probably we are not told what happens after this, but most probably she will leave. Okay, but so his miracle is actually almost successful. Okay, but it's of no use. There's no need for it right now. Okay. So that is the story and that is the play. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a lovely play, and I hope you managed to understand the humor of it and understand the plight or the situation of Louis, who tried so hard, because we have seen that he tried so hard to get rid of Jane Martlet, how stubborn Jane Martlet really was, but how she finally succumbs to this trick put forward by Louis Corset, sorry, and but how at the end of it, it was of no use because Dora has decided not to come. Okay, so that is the play, The Miracle Merchant. We will stop right here. Thank you.